uh, I got baptized today, so I definitely feel a change. Uh, I was an atheist for most of my life as I was a kid. I grew up Protestant, mostly it leaned more towards like Jehovah's Witness. Uh, so that's not really Protestant, but I lost the faith for a long time, and then about a year ago, but more than that, I went through a period of basically I just realized that there's no reason for me to do anything anymore, and I just couldn't I couldn't live that way. I realized that there's no point to anything, and I began trying to look for something to believe in or some explanation, and then I ended up finding a lot of philosophical reasons on perhaps there is a God or maybe we're here. And I already had opinions that weren't really didn't make any sense. Like for example, I was always pretty adamant that I don't think that children should be aborted and things like that. But I didn't have a reason to say that, or I had moral beliefs that I couldn't justify. And I think I realized that I was believing things that I couldn't justify, and I had to start looking for a reason to even believe in those things. From there, I started going to a Protestant church, and I went there, and everybody's giving me contradictory answers, and I couldn't understand anything they're telling me. Every verse has 5 million explanations, and all of them are equally valid and contradictory. So from there, I started looking, and eventually, I was going to become Catholic because I was convinced that there has to be an apostolic church to decipher everything. And then from there, I heard the name Orthodox, and from that, I began a journey of like reading the history of Orthodoxy, comparing it to Roman Catholicism and Protestantism, and after I was pretty quickly convinced. But then I was not only on that process, I had a before I ended up fully converting or becoming a catechumen, I was in despair, and I was going through a rough time, and everything I did didn't work out. And ironically, I think that's why I think all that was like a test. All that was the adversity that I had to push through to become catechized and then to eventually be baptized today. And now it's like self-reflecting on everything. It feels like everything it was all for a purpose. All that suffering and pain, it doesn't even, like in the past I would have said that it's meaningless, but now I see the growth and I understand it, and being baptized it's like I've been carrying this weight for a really long time, but I could finally let go of. And now I'm carrying a cross, but at least what I'm carrying has a purpose and a reason to it. There's hope. There's something to look forward to. And during that time that I was being catechized, I basically lost everything. I couldn't pay my bills anymore, and I had to move back with family. And to me, I found it to be I'm not gonna lie. At the time, I was wondering why God would even put me in that situation. But selfishly, I didn't realize that it was for growth. It was to you have to feel the pain to actually grow up and become an adult. And at that time, I was living in this world where I understood that pain was necessary, but I was always hoping it never happened to me. And then when it did happen to me, and I overcame it, I realized that when I moved back in with family, I ended up, for years, I've been a dropout. I finally got my GED, my high school equivalent degree, and I finally got on my feet, and I finally found a job. I've been still going to church and talking to Father Dimitri, and it all worked out in Providence. So with this baptism, it's all that was building up to this moment, and now that it happened. It's like a breath of fresh air.